Good afternoon, Tank fans. My name is Tyer Rowland, and welcome to this first edition of Tank Talk. And to tell you a little bit about this program, this will be dealing with our activities around the complex that the players do in the off-season. We'll get to know the players and coaches better to help you become more acquainted with the program that you follow for football. And with me is one of these players, Chad Hudnall. 33 tackles, 6.5 sacks. Now these are pretty solid statistics for a D lineman as it is, but Chad only played 5 games last year due to injury, and he's definitely looking forward to coming back this year and being a force on the field. Chad, good to have you on the show.
Thank you.
Thank you. And tell me a little bit about yourself now and what it is that led you into becoming a Tank.
Man, it starts way back. When I was 6 years old, I started football, played all the way through school. Once I got out of school, I thought my football career was over. I got a call from one of my teammates. He was like, hey man, why don't you come out here and try this semi-pro stuff? It was for another organization. Played for them for a long time. Came down to it, Brian Wooten gave me a call, and he was like, hey, would you come down here and practice with us a little bit? I did. Lucky for me, they were getting ready to go to a national championship. This was with the Portsmouth Warriors at the time. So I went and did it. Then I got the invite to go with them to Florida. We won a national title. Was going to go back. Thought I was going to go back to the original team I played for. Brian gave me a call. Was like, hey, would you mind coming play for me? I was like, absolutely. So that's how I ended up here.
Okay, nice. And being injured last year, I know that had to be disappointing given how much pride that you take in your work on the field. And tell our fans what it's been like, the procedures that you've gone through to get back to full health.
Man, it started off, it was rough. I had to wait a month before I could even have the surgery. They did an arthroscopy on my left shoulder, had to reattach my rear labrum back to the bone. So basically, went through 8 weeks of physical therapy. At that point, I got to the point where I had to do it on my own. So basically, from then on out, been in the weight room like every day, getting back to where I can be.
Okay, and now our fans they're used to seeing you perform on the field, and they're equipped with the understanding of what it takes. They know you guys put a lot of time in on the practice field. They see the coaches and what they do for preparation. But tell the fans about the grind of the full season. Like you start going from training, the off season, you guys lift and condition. Tell them about the things they may not.
I mean, a lot of people think once the season's over, we just go home, do nothing. Literally, I live in the gym when I can. I mean, I work a regular job just like everybody else. But every day I get off, I go to the gym, probably for 2 to 4 hours. Just put in work, do speed and conditioning drills of my own, pull sleds up hills, just basically working on my stamina. I mean, it's a lot of hard work. A lot of people think we just come out here and play, and a lot of people are out of shape. But it's really hard work. So, I mean, you get in it what you put out,
Mm-hmm. Okay. And last season ended on such a bitter and personal note against the Columbus Gladiators. Tell everybody what that's like going into the off-season and the morale, I guess, just knowing coming off that.
Yeah. It was a hard loss. Unfortunately, I didn't get to play in it. It really hurt. But we all know it's ring or bust this year. Like, we're going after it hard. The coaches have been out recruiting unreal. So hats off to them. I mean, they put in just as much hard work as we do. A lot of people don't appreciate what they do, but us as players, we do. I think this year is going to be our year. I don't think anybody's going to stop us. So.
Okay. And then Coach Wright and Coach Rogan. Now, we know that they have a reputation for setting the bar at the top of the line. But I hear there was a certain goal this year that they'd set for you.
Yeah.
You guys had set. Tell our fans about what that
It started off as a little joke between me and Brian. He likes to call me names and stuff, and I like to get into him too. So, we made a challenge this year. He said that I couldn't do a certain thing, and I told him I would. So the thing was, he said you can't get 20 sacks this year, and I was like, all right. I was like, I'll take that bet. So my goal this year is to get 20. So as you guys watch, if somebody wants to make some big postcards and count them down as I get them, we're gonna get that 20. So
that's right. Let's see, now high school football, I'm going to talk about that a little bit because it draws such big crowds. I mean, here you've got West Portsmouth High School, you've got a lot of good Ironton, a lot of good local schools. Describe difference, because a lot of the more and more of those high school players are wanting to play for organizations like this. Describe the difference to our fans and maybe our high school viewers and what it's like between high school and playing at this level.
The biggest thing is, I mean, especially with high school kids, I mean, you know, they have 2-a-day practices and things like that, so, you know, they're always in shape. They're in good shape. You know, in semi-pro, you got to do that on your own. You don't have somebody pushing you to do that. So, you know, coming from high school into here, you're going to be in shape. That's fantastic. But you're playing with grown men, and you're going to get hit, and you're going to get hit hard. So, I mean, my biggest advice to any high school player coming up to this level, keep your head on a swivel, because the guys out here aren't playing. They're coming after you. They're coming after you hard. So.
And then your goals in the weight room. Tell them about, because I know you guys probably have certain, maybe a weight you want to bench press, or any particular big goals you set in the weight room.
You know, honestly, my goals are just to be better than the man in front of me. So if I'm working harder than anybody else, then I'm doing what I'm supposed to. You know, I guess I won't find that out until we line up day one, but I'm putting in 7 days a week, 2 to 4 hours a day. You know, my goals, I mean, you know, are just be bigger and stronger than anybody that gets in front of me, so that way I don't have any problems.
Okay. And then describe now, you mentioned working full-time too. Describe your career path, because, you know, this is not just, you know, people think, oh, these players, you know, they might show up practice 2 or 3 times a week, but it's even more than that. And describe the balance of, you know, having to work full-time and then do this practically full-time.
I mean, honestly, it's really, I mean, it's hard, but, you know, you kind of just make the time, because this is something you love as well. You know, you put in your full time. I mean, I work 40 hours a week just like anybody else, but you got to make that time. You got to make sure that you come to practice. You got to make sure you put your work into the weight room, because if you don't, you know, you might as well just not play. Because if you're not ready, you're going to get hurt. And, you know, unfortunately, I was ready last year, but I still got hurt, so accidents happen. But, you know, just, you know, I got a kid, so, you know, you got to weigh that in there too. You know, you got family, you got to take care of your family. So, I mean, it's a hard thing, but, you know, it's worth it, you know, because you got a family outside of your family. So it's just one of those things that you do it because you love it.
Okay, and now some fun facts to let our fans get to know you a little bit better. Your favorite food?
My favorite food is grilled chicken.
Grilled chicken?
Grilled chicken.
Nice. A particular restaurant you like locally?
Let's see. Favorite restaurant, probably Olive.
Oh, nice.
Gotta love pasta.
Favorite college team?
It's sad to say, but right now it's always been Oregon. We've been down since Chip Kelly left, you know, unfortunately with his little thing, you know. But we're rebuilding, so, you know, I'm an Oregon fan, I'm a Duck fan.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and what are your hobbies?
Lifting weights and playing ball.
Okay, and any shout-outs you'd like to give?
Sure. You know, first shout out, you know, God, you know, if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be able to play. So, you know, that's my first shout out, absolutely. My next would be to my fiance. She's been allowing me to do this, you know, takes some time away from her, but she allows me to do it. So I greatly appreciate her. To the coaches, you know, who work their butts off in the off season. I mean, they work 24/7, 365 days. I mean, so, you know, if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. So besides that, that's about it, you know.
Tell our fans about your faith in God and how your faith in Christ has impacted you all.
You know, you know what, I mean, God has led me in a lot of different paths, and, you know, he knocks you down and he just builds you back up, because, I mean, he pushes you to see how far you can go. And basically you use that and you just rebuild yourself back up, and he will just guide you right where you want to go and what you want to do. I mean, it's amazing, you know. Mm-hmm. So that's what I like about it.
All right, well, Chad, thank you for being on the show. We look forward to watching Chad on the field this year, watching him play for the Tanks, and we look forward to having many more interviews with these players. You can also submit questions via our fan page if there's a player that you'd like to get to know a little better and have a question for them. Thank you for watching, and roll Tanks!